Tennis shirts too.
Hey, Daddy, you can go back there and no one gets up.
Yeah. And I don't jump in my empty here. And there should be another trailer here for me to pick up. All right. There. Dropping them off, so that's a lap. So that will be landing gear, airline pants. A little chilly today, in the 30s. But man, it was nice. I mowed for the first time this weekend. Bought me another mower. I do a lot of trading and selling and stuff, so I got me another mower. And got me a truck, Ford F-150. It's 5.4 Triton, V8 Triton, 4-wheel drive. I really like it so far. There's that. I'm in Louisville right now, Louisville, Kentucky. Today's Monday. I like the schedule so much better. You can tell stuff's starting to grow. Yeah, I just mowed. I mowed for the first time this weekend because I noticed when I got home the grass was about 6 inches taller, and I knew by the time I got home next week it'd be even taller than that. Truck definitely is pretty dirty. Landing gear, airline pin. All right. Scenery. I want to bring my family here to Wisconsin sometime. Look at that, weeping willow trees. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing some of the prettiest scenery I think I've seen in my life here in Wisconsin. Absolutely beautiful. That's a big lake. Look at, oh my goodness. Seriously, that's beautiful. I love seeing stuff like this. That's one of the coolest things about trucking. You're going to get to see some beautiful places. And I'm only Midwest regional, you know. Some of you guys that are going to be national, you're going to see a lot more places than me. But I can tell you one thing, Wisconsin is one of the prettiest places I've seen yet. And very well maintained. I mean, look at how everything's mowed well and everything. You can tell they maintain the place good. I pay attention to architecture and like maintenance and stuff like that when I go to places. I pay attention to that stuff. The architecture here, the structures, just everything. I mean, the maintenance, the way they maintain the place. Some of the prettiest places I've seen yet out of all my travels have been in Wisconsin. I love Louisiana too. It was awesome to see. Just because my mom's family's from there, and that bridge we went across, and it's so different. But one of the prettiest places I've been in yet is Wisconsin. It's beautiful here. Absolutely. The places I went through today were really pretty. So I'm doing a fuel stop now. I'm in East Troy, Wisconsin. East Troy. So I'm doing my fuel stop. That's something to check on your fuel. Like this one says fill up on the computer. I thought they were all fill ups. And then my old fleet manager told me, the one that I had on phase 3, he said that, yeah, you always want to check that because it's not always a fill up. I thought they always were. Like the other day I had one that said 65 gallons. This one says fill up. So now I'm going to get out and go ahead and do that. This video is kind of going to be just mixed up, you know, throughout the week. Different deliveries that I did and everything, places I stayed at, things I did. So it's going to kind of be a mix of different places, not just one day, which I do that in some of my other videos as well, but I usually try to keep it kind of consistent with like maybe a day and the next day. But this one is kind of all throughout the week, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I'm going home tomorrow. It's Friday right now, and I got close to 500 miles a day. And this whole week has been pretty good with the miles, honestly. Here lately, I remember some guys said before that when they had a certain fleet manager, you know, things were a lot worse for them as well. So if any of you all know anything about that, you experienced truckers, let me know. You know, when you had different fleet managers, I'm sure I would definitely guess it affects you, just because I'm new and I can already see how much it's affected me. So I'm guessing some of you all have probably had, you know, different experiences with different fleet managers and can speak on that as well. For those that don't know, because there's lots of people that are reaching out who are wanting to go to Roehl, and some are reaching out that are already at Roehl. But I think that information would really benefit those that haven't yet started. Up my loaded trailer. Beautiful location here. Sun is going down. It's making its way down. Wisconsin is beautiful. It is. It has some beautiful scenery. Michigan is really beautiful too. It actually looks pretty similar to Wisconsin. In certain areas anyways. There's the empty lot over there where I dropped it off, and now the loaded is over here, so I just gotta pick up. Beautiful scenery a lot today, and now a lot of these dropping hooks, these are great. All I gotta do is go and drop one off, pick one up and go. I mean, so it's pretty awesome. One was very easy too, because there's only one Roehl trailer in this whole parking lot. All these other trailers aren't Roehl, so you're always getting a Roehl trailer. I mean, I always have anyway, so as far as I know, that's how it'll always be. There it is right there. And what I do, if I forget the number or whatever, I just look on my phone on the Roehl app, and it'll tell you the pickup trailer number and everything. And so there it is. And I've got 447 miles today so far, and I've still got about 2 hours and 18 minutes on my clock. So I may be able to hit over 500 again today. This week will be good. Look how beautiful. Look at this location. Railroad tracks. Very well maintained. Beautiful. This doesn't have a seal on it. I love it. I like it a lot so far. And what's happening with it, you know, the things that are happening as a result of it for me and my family already, I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. I can't complain. I could complain, but that wouldn't be very wise. I've got a lot to be thankful for, so very thankful for everything that the Lord's blessed me with, my wife and children, for this job, for everything. So now I'm heading on to the next one. Let's see where it's at real quick. Well, there's no BOL in this drop and hook that I just got, this load that I just got. There's no paperwork with it, so I called a fleet manager. Mine's out. It's after 6 p.m. So I called a fleet manager. I'm driving pretty late today, actually. Which I started late for me, because they told me, the guy told me they wouldn't have my load ready at the place that I stopped at last night until like around 7:30 this morning. So I waited till then, went in there, and then picked it up after. Look at the deer over there. Look at all those deer. This is what I woke up to this morning. I'm in Wisconsin. So this is going to be interesting. My first time driving in something like this on my own. Hopefully the roads at least are clear. There's a plow guy over there. He's been at work for a while out here. But yeah, they got quite a bit of snow here in Wisconsin. So like I said, this is going to be interesting. This will be my first time driving in something like that myself, you know, on my own. So we'll see how that goes. I was a little nervous about these roads and how the truck would do on them, but honestly it did really well. And you can tell they did a good job plowing them and stuff too. But there was a time when I was with my trainer, I did kind of get a little too far over on the shoulder, and the truck kind of slid a little bit, and that scared me. But the ice, that's something that I plan, like I'm sure eventually I'll go through that, probably next year I'm guessing, because this year it's nearly over, thank goodness. But next year, you know, if I go through it, Lord willing, yeah, I'm probably not going to go through it if I have the choice. I plan to just park somewhere. Sometimes they have mandatory shutdowns. They did with me and my trainer. It's a little chilly out here. Quick Star is the gas station, or truck stop, I guess you call it. Quick Star. Looks like it ain't. Looks like it's kind of new. See how they got all that dirt there? All right, I'm here at this Nestle place again. I did a live at that dock right over there. I just went inside and she said that whenever they were ready for me, they would come out here and they would break my seal. This place, they ask for your license plate number on your trailer and your license plate number on your tractor, and you've got to list the state that they're licensed in, and then they want your driver's license as well. So I already knew that. This is my third time being here at this place, and so I already knew that they were going to ask that, so I went ahead and unwrote it on the paper. That's what they want you to do. So once you get in the hang of these things, and you, especially when you come back to some of the same places again and again, like before when I came here. So here's where I'm at. Well, your GPS leads you way over there to that side of the building, and there's a fence in between you and this side. There's no way to get in over here, you know, where I'm at now from that side. So I had to go all the way around, but this time there's a road that's right back here behind me, and I could just take that road and come up in here because I knew it was this place. And I even kind of suspected that it was when it said Nestle and where it was bringing me. So I'm in Plainfield, Indiana. See, I drove 162 miles to here. Go ahead and complete this stuff. Empty at destination. That's the step I'm on right now. So try to do this stuff as you go. Like when you drop your empty, try to go ahead and do that. Loaded at relay, try to go ahead and do that. It's very easy to forget that stuff. I've got it in yard mode right now. I need to clean the screen off. It's kind of dirty, isn't it? But, so I don't have another order yet. I love this thing. That Mike gave me. This thing is very handy. You can see it's on right now. When I talk to my wife, all I gotta do while I'm driving, flip that down and it says Mike unmuted. And then when you put it back up, it says Mike muted. And he got a reasonable price on this one online, I think he said. But like I can listen to music while I'm driving down the road with this, or talk to my wife, talk to my mom, my family, my fleet manager, which you got to do quite a bit. I got this mount put on there. That's one that Mike gave me. My other mount that I was sent by that company, where it was sticky and I peeled it off, it won't stick again. So I'm gonna get I need to get a little more double-sided tape, and I'm gonna put there. Mike introduced me to that stuff, and that stuff is great. And I'm gonna put some of that double-sided tape here, and then I'm gonna put my mount right there. That way I can have one phone there and one there. Because I connect my iPhone there to with this hotspot a lot of times. What I'm doing though, for sure, I miss my iPhone so bad. This is an Android, and I just like iPhones way better. No offense to anybody that likes Androids. Me, I got an iPhone, my first iPhone when I was around 24, and before that I was always Android. But after that, it's just I like the iPhone so much more now, for numerous reasons. But that's just me personally. But I'm loving this truck and so forth. I truly am, and I'm getting more in the hang of it now. You know, I'm almost 2 months in now, so I'm definitely getting the hang of it, and I'm really enjoying it. Definitely recommend it to people that's thinking about it. I was thinking about it earlier. You know, I would think that most truckers are pretty happy with their job. Lots of people out here aren't happy with their job. Trucking, I'm happy with this. I am. The thing I don't like the most about it, and the thing that will make it to where I very likely won't do trucking as a lifelong career, is being away from my family, and that's huge to me. So I do plan to do trucking for a while. I plan to finish my contract with Roehl and maybe do it for years after that. I don't know for sure, but what I want to do is buy us a home for one, and then I want to get me a tow truck and try to do towing. That's the main thing. But this right here is a great experience for that, because if I'm not mistaken, you got to have a CDL-B to do that. CDL-A makes you certified to do it, if I'm not mistaken. So this experience right here will help me with that as well. So, but yeah, I love trucking. If it wasn't for me having kids, I would probably do national and stuff like that more often, honestly. But anyways, I'll keep updating as I go. All right, I believe they've started loading me now. Place is cleared out though. I had a couple trailers here. And then there was a truck that came in. He bobtailed in, and then he's gone. But yeah, I'm the only one here now. So these headsets are handy too. I love this thing. It's great. Okay, now Jacob, you mentioned something about something that would bother. I just read your comment a little bit ago about something that would bother you is like trying to find a place to park. I think like the reason I've struggled, I think has been the fault has been my own. Cause like 2 minutes down the road from there was a Thornton's, and it had quite a bit of spots. And I got to that Walmart way earlier, but I was just planning on staying there for the night. But if I would have just looked on Trucker Path, it would have told me that there was no overnight parking allowed, and then I could have made my way to that Thornton's and probably got a spot at that time of day. But by the time I got there, it was pretty late. It was like almost 11. So, and I parked at Walmart around 5 or so. So if I would have went to Thornton's at that time, I'm very likely would have got a spot. But yeah, I think it's just poor trip planning on my part that's got me in some of the messes I've got in, and then just pushing miles the way that I do, and kind of just not caring really so much where I end up. I took one guy's advice though, like when I backed up here just now and docked. I unlocked my tandems, because they had to go to the back. I pulled forward and got them to the back, and then I just released my other brake and backed on up. I didn't get out and lock them again like I was doing before. So just that little bit of advice right there helps a lot, because now every time I do a docking, every time I back up to a dock, I won't have to worry about locking them and unlocking them literally twice as much, if I'm not mistaken, is what I was doing. But yeah, I think I'm just going to try to make videos on my phone for now. It's so much easier to do, and they're easy to edit on the phone. I've done it since I've had YouTube, which has been almost 2 years. I've always done it on my phone. It's just convenient and easy if you have the right apps. And so I think I'm just going to keep recording on my phone at least until I get me a better phone to where that can hold the storage from that GoPro, or try to figure out a way to convert those videos just down some to just HD instead of 4K, because it just takes up way too much space. So I just drove from a Gerber place to where I've been unloading everything, and I had this empty, and they sent me about 20 miles here to Greenfield, Indiana, to pick up a load from a Nestle. It used to be called Nestle Waters, now it's called something else. And I got here, went in and everything. It was a very congested area, like guys were trying to get in and out. And anyways, I went in and gave him the number, and he said nothing popped up. And so I gave it to him again, and he said nothing popped up, and told me to call my fleet manager and ask them about it, and they ended up canceling it. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. So I drove all the way out here for nothing, I guess. And I was sitting in the middle of that parking lot, and there were lots of guys in and out, and it was just crowded. And I asked her, I said, so what now? And they said, let me see. And I just left there and ended up coming over here and parking in a parking lot pretty much right next to it. But I wanted to get out of those guys' way. If they want me to go back in there, and get a trailer or something, then I can go back around and go back in. But I don't want to sit in there and just block them. Sit right in the middle of the parking lot. So I came over here, beautiful view over here. There's some of those Canadian geese over here as well, I think they call them. I'm parking here for today at the Gary, Indiana terminal. I ended up bringing a relay from the last place I was at to here. And it's a little after 5, so I noticed there's a couple guys still over there though at the flatbed trailer. What they're doing is probably staying over and working on their pre-trip and stuff, so which is very smart. That pays off. See them there? So they're staying over and working on their pre-trip probably. I've seen all the other guys walk off already. You see them. That's what you want to see, They're showing that they want it bad enough to stay over. And that's I believe is part of what it takes. Some people pick up easier on the pre-trip than others, For me, it was a little hard. And I think for quite a few people, it was a little hard, really. At the Gary, Indiana terminal, and I came in here to take a shower, but they're all full. But I didn't realize they had as many weights and stuff as they do in here. So they've got some sort of weight machine here. My buddy used to have one of these. I've used one of those. But then they've got a lot of dumbbells down there as well. That's what I want to get. I like dead weights like that. There's some 30s. I want 30s or 40s. I want some 30s or 40s. There's some 30s right there. I ain't messing with that stuff. But I'll do some weightlifting. That's pretty neat though. I didn't realize that their room was as big as it was, or they had as much as they did. Test it out here. These things usually don't have very much weight on them. I mean, like even when you put all the weight on these, it's usually not too heavy. Got it loose. Oh yeah, that's heavy. I was going for 10, but I've not got it. I like dead weight a lot better, but that works. Got in here just in time. The railman over there. Look, this is a congested area. I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I've been here before. And I think every dock is taken. They just started loading me. But yeah, it's kind of a congested parking lot here, as you see. See what that guy, see there's 3 trucks parked right there. He doesn't even have anywhere to turn around now. So, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. But yeah, I've been here once before. It's Larkers. It's called Larkers, Kroger or something like that. Well, what in the world? He turned around somehow. He went all the way around them. That's what they did. They parked where a truck can go around them. And he must be backing into this dock right here. Larker. Mack truck. I'm out of water, so I'm getting some so I can make the coffee while I sit here and wait. Oh, this Nescafe Classico out. Oh, I love the smell of coffee. But what I did, I just heated that. I just heated the water up. The old bathroom sink water. I'm a country boy from Kentucky. I ain't too picky. But I am a little picky about coffee, I'll be honest. That's one thing I am a little picky about. I like it to taste good. Of course you get energy from coffee, but if it tastes so bad that I can't hardly drink it, you know, I'm willing to pay a little bit more to get one that I enjoy drinking. I don't know about this one. I've never had it. Usually I don't drink instant coffee. I think brewed is better, probably. In my opinion, anyways. I don't have a lot of experience with instant coffee, so I can't say. I'm just getting it because I've got a microwave, so I can heat up water. And my Keurig messed up on me, which I hate that. That's the second Keurig I had. My first one lasted me about 5 years or so. 5 or 6 years. I guess they're gonna bring me the paperwork out though when they're done. For inbound, this is my second time being at this place, so I'm starting to be at some of these places numerous times now, so that's good. Right next to some sort of big river, big spillway there. Last time there was a guy parked right in the way there. Try to go right here for this one. Yes, indeed. First try. Wow, that went really well. That made me look like I know what I'm doing right there. Yeah, that one went very well. That was nice. We're pretty much right in the center too. All right. Now to drop this one, so I'll get out and do a lap and then I'll go back to the scale. I gotta scale back through, and then I've got to leave here and go down the road across this bridge, and around the other side there is their yard where their empties are at. Go scale out. So I'm going to get back on the scale and get a ticket for that. Yeah, this place is right next to like a river. So I'm bobtailing now. These definitely drive different when they're when you don't have a trailer on them. Definitely. The brakes are far more sensitive. There's a code, an exit code on here. See there, exit code, and I've got to enter that on here. Somebody commented the other day in the videos and told me to leave the scriptures out, and said that they were going to unsubscribe. Felt like unsubscribing or something like that because they didn't like the Bible scripture. Told me to stick to trucking. And before I did trucking, I've done firewood, and I'll continue doing firewood. But I had people say similar things when I posted scriptures and stuff like that on there too, or talked about things that maybe they didn't agree with or have no interest in. But what they don't seem to understand is it's my YouTube channel, and I'll do whatever I want with it. And I mean no offense in saying that, or I'm not trying to be mean, but I'll never stop doing that, Lord willing. I'll never change my beliefs as far as the Word of God goes, or try to please a man rather than pleasing God. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, you probably won't like sticking around here for very long. And there's plenty other trucking channels and firewood channels out there. 64312. The tandem's back. I'm kind of guessing it's loaded, and I may be wrong to use that as a sign, but yeah, I may be wrong. Hopefully I am wrong. Sounds empty. You can pretty much tell when you open the door. Yes, so this is what we want. Sure that closed good. Yep. So we'll move the tandems for sure. Okay, this next one's a good one as well. It's not actually due to be delivered until tomorrow at 9 a.m. and right now it's only 1:40 p.m. But it's a long ways away. It's 364 miles, and I'm going to try to get as many of those as I can today, so I can get 500 a day if I want. I believe so anyways. Yeah, because I've got 5 hours of drive time, so I mean, with what I've got, you know, in total I should be able to hit that 500 mile today. 500 mile mark today. All right, I made it to this place, Alliance Industries. Never been here, so I wasn't even sure if it was the right place because I didn't see a sign. So I asked that forklift driver, and he said yes. What I'll try to do when I find a place and I'm not positive if it's the right place is try to find a place to park, even though that sign right there says no parking anytime. I'll still do it if I feel like it'll make it easier for me to get out in case it is the wrong place. I'm not saying for you to follow that. That's just what I've been doing. I'm a noob, so take it for my advice for what it is. Noob advice. I'm gonna walk on in now and give them my pickup number. Doing a live load here, if I'm not mistaken, so. Guess where I'm at again. Guess I didn't learn my lesson. No, I'm just not too worried about it, I don't guess. I got a lock on my trailer right now, but I'm at a Chicago Oasis again, so I was getting low on time. I had around 24 minutes left, and I seen a sign for it, and they've got a Panda Express here with some really good chicken. I'd never had it in my life till I went there last time I was here, and man, it's the best chicken I've ever had in my life. I probably prefer that over steak, and I love steak. I've always said steak is about my favorite. But chicken, when it's cooked that good, it's probably better than steak even. But anyways, I guess I'm going to head in here. I'll show you. I may, once I get the food, come back out here and talk a little bit more. You know who's parked beside me and everything. Here's kind of what the parking lot looks like there. The place itself. Next to where I think it was the same one, if I'm not mistaken. But that tornado was right close to here near a lake. But yeah. I would not doubt at all if thieves don't come tonight and try to break into a trailer. I would not doubt that at all. That cop told me, and it was right around this area. I'm around Chicago, Illinois right now. And he told me not to ever stop here, but I have again. I do have a lock on my trailer though. But it is what it is, I guess. I'll probably wrap the seat belts around the chair arms, and that way if somebody did try to unlock the door, you ain't breaking them seat belts. There's the Panda Express. They got the best chicken I've ever had. And I got some kind of new chicken. I never tried that right there. And I'm sure that's probably not the healthiest, but I didn't get any, except for the, whatever's on that. I'm sure that's not healthy. That isn't. This chicken should be pretty healthy. But that chicken has like peaches with it. So I've never had that, but it looks really good. I'm about to tear it up. Anyways, this is where I'm at for the night. Yeah, I ate a big portions still. I need to, which I ain't ate really a whole lot throughout the day. I've snacked, well, I've ate a little something here and there, but not a whole lot. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay with this low carb. Used to, before me and my wife got together, I was, when we got together, I was around 180 pounds solid. And I dieted strict back then, but I didn't do low carb. I did more like, I watched sugars and like greasy foods and stuff like that. All the meats that I ate, I pretty much like grilled or baked or stuff like that. I was really strict about it, actually. I was really lean back then. I'm not worried about getting extremely lean or nothing like that no more. I'm not trying to show myself or nothing like that. I'm married and happily married with children. But I do want to be healthy and where I'm not doing it physical work as much, even though I've been doing it on the weekends here recently and I plan to continue. That still doesn't make up for the week. So when I stopped at Roehl the other day, that clip should be in this video maybe, if I decide to add that in here. It feels kind of prideful sometimes when I add stuff like that. But then sometimes I think too, well, maybe it's just kind of showing how the routine that I do in this, because I'm not doing it with a muscle shirt and all that. But I do enjoy lifting weights. I always have. I used to when I was a teenager and stuff. And I always did enjoy it a whole lot. The principal at the high school actually told me, because I failed my 8th grade year because I slept in class all the time. And they told me that when I went back, I had to go back another year. I was in the same grade as my little brother, who's a grade under me. And they told me, they said, if you, keep your grade average C or above, for the first semester, we will let you go up to the high school to be with, the grade that you've been with this whole time. And I told them that sounded good, and I ended up doing it, was able to go and everything after my first semester. And when I went there, they were picking classes for me and everything, and the principal kind of picked them for me. But I had never played football in my life, really, other than, playing around at home or something. I still, to this day, don't know anything about football. I'm not interested in sports at all, to be honest with you. Playing them, I enjoy playing them with my kids and stuff like that. But as far as I never did get into watching sports. We don't have cable television, and I don't want it. When I was younger, my dad used to watch baseball a lot, and I loved baseball. Played it, Bambino League and T-ball, and I loved baseball. I still love playing sports. I played basketball with my kids the other day. We played horse and stuff. And I want to get some gloves for me and Carter to pitch back and forth, because I love throwing a baseball and catching it. And I just love playing baseball. But football, I never did know nothing about it. And to this day, I'm just not interested in it. It just, watching grown men throw balls around just does not interest me. And I know there was a guy, I was at a factory one time starting a job, and he said, who in here is a UK basketball fan? And everybody in there except for me raised their hand. And he looked at me and he said, you're not, out in front of the whole class of people. He said, and you're not a fan of UK basketball? And I shook my head no. And he said, well, I'm with you. He said, I'm with this guy. So I know that may offend people and everything. I'm just not into that stuff at all. It just does not interest me. And I'll say another thing that probably offend people. Like, for men to get paid that much money for throwing balls around, to me, is just goofy to me. Especially when you've got soldiers out here risking their lives and sacrificing themselves for their country, and they're hardly making anything. To me, that doesn't make sense. I just don't agree with the system. Many things in it. But anyways, I won't get too far into that. He ended up telling me, the principal, he said, I'm going to put you in a welding class. And I did welding for a little while. I did stick welding. Not very long, because I was in Central School. I got in trouble a lot in high school. And then he put me in, he said, I'm going to put you on the football team. He said, I think this will be good for you. And what I would do whenever it'd be time to practice, I would literally sit out and watch these guys. And one guy even said something to me one day. He's like, get in there, you're supposed to. And I told him, I was like, no, leave me alone. I wasn't interested. I didn't want it, but I loved weightlifting. Because, see, every day, at the end of the day, I would go and we would have a weightlifting class for like an hour. And I loved that class. I mean, just because I lifted weights at home a little bit before then, because my dad had them and I enjoyed it. My dad had a bench and stuff. And I seen results from it as far as strength gains and everything, and just the physical shape that I was in. But it seems like it gives you energy. When you do physical stuff, it gives you energy. And weightlifting does that for me. And I really enjoy weightlifting. Those lights just came on, so it really brightened up. But I think I was 103 or 26 pounds my freshman year of high school, believe that or not. Right now I'm about 272, something like that. I was 126 pounds my freshman year of high school, about the same height that I am now. So I was small. That football coach, he said, you think you can get up to 130 pounds in a month? And I said, yeah, I think so. And he told me to eat a lot of peanut butter sandwiches. That puts weight on you. So I got me some whey protein, start drinking that, and eating those peanut butter sandwiches a lot, because I love peanut butter anyways. And anyways, I ended up getting up to 133 pounds by the time he wanted me to weigh. And I went from, I think, bench pressing that year, I was bench pressing, I think, 160 pounds, weighing 126, which I was pretty good for a 126 pounder, because I did it at home, you know. But then the following year, my sophomore year, I was up to, I think, 170 pounds, 160 pounds, maybe I weighed 160, 170 pounds, around there, and was bench pressing 275 pounds. And never was too good at squatting back then. But my buddy Sonny, he had some weights at his place. And when I went over there, he had 325 pounds altogether, is all that he had. And now back then, 225 was hard for me to squat. My legs would shake, and it was hard. But I got 315 on my shoulders. I did it about 15 times there, and that surprised me, because I haven't lifted weights in years. It's just where I've gotten so much bigger, I think, and then the physical work that I do has helped a lot too. And then bench pressing, he just had 325. I was able to get that too, and that surprised me, because I told him, I said, I probably can't even get 250 anymore. You know, when I was 17, 16 years old, I could do 275. So I said, I probably can't even get 250 no more. So I said, I ain't lifted weights in years. And I guess it's just from putting on so much weight and then just eat the physical work that I do as well. But my point with all this is they had a weight room there, and I really it brought back memories lifting those weights and feeling what it does to you. Because now I'm not doing it for a proud look to walk around with my muscle shirt. You will not ever see me walking around in a muscle shirt trying to show myself, period. I dress the way that I do for a reason. You know, I like to dress humble myself. I like to be that way. And but anyways, now back then I did when I was a teenager, but I don't do the same things I did back then when I was a teenager. But it felt good to lift weights, you know, because through the week doing this, you're not really doing much physical stuff. You're driving a lot, you know, you're in your mind a lot, you're thinking a lot. And but you get to see some beautiful places too. You get to meet some nice people. I'm really enjoying trucking, but I do want to still try to be physical, and that weightlifting really helps that. What I'm gonna do back there in my mattress, I'm just gonna scoot it up against the wall and start doing sit-ups and push-ups on that. And then I'm gonna get me a pair of dumbbells. I'll probably get me some 40s or something, because that's an all-around good weight for me for curls and doing, you know, your shoulders, your triceps, everything, just to try to keep my body in shape a little bit, because doing this, you know, you're just not getting much exercise. You're just not. So I will, and lifting weights seems to also boost your metabolism to where it always did to me, and it always gave me energy and just made me feel better and in a better mood, honestly. But as I said, I'm not doing it for, now, proud look is abomination unto God, the Bible says. I'm not doing it to walk around in a muscle shirt. That's not why I'm doing it. But I'm definitely going to get me, Lord willing, some dumbbells and start lifting again. But anyways, today has been a pretty good day. I got, I think, 456 miles today. And this week the miles have been pretty good. Like I had some delays today. Like one place I went in Chicago. Earlier I was in Chicago. My first pickup was in Chicago. I stayed at Gary, Indiana terminal last night. Went to Chicago, picked up there to a place I'd been before, which I think will be in this video. And because I haven't edited this video, I'm just sitting here right now about to eat. And so I'm trying to figure out what when I say things, if you've seen them or not, if you would have in this video, because I haven't edited it yet. But I believe this may be the same Oasis where they broke into our trailers. I do believe that. Let me see what it's called. Oh, Lake Forest Oasis is where I'm at, Service Plaza. But yeah, it's been going good. I think, like I said, I'm either on my 7th or 8th week completely alone, and then I had those 3 weeks with my trainer. And I don't know that those count towards your time. I would think they probably don't. I don't know though. But yeah, everything so far is going pretty good. Roehl has been a good company to me, honestly, all in all. I can't speak for Roehl in the long run, but as far as like starting out right now, Roehl has been good to me. I can say that I'm happy with the pay right now. The fleet manager that I got right now has made things a lot better. I think that really has a huge impact on, I know it does. It has a huge impact on you, who your fleet manager is and how they are, because you deal with them quite a bit in this. But she's the one I have right now is very easy to deal with, very fair, very friendly, understanding, and just if there's an issue, she helps me fix it. And hasn't asked me really to do anything unreasonable as of yet. There was a time with the BOLs that I had to fix those, but that was my fault, because I hadn't turned those in. That was when I got shorted, but it came to this pass check because I got them turned in. So that's very important. Make sure you turn your BOLs in, you know, on the Roehl app. Scan those in, take a picture of them, and send them in. I would do it right after your load is done, right after you get it filled out and everything. That way you don't forget, because it's very easy to forget. And it's very easy to pile them up and then get them mixed up and not know which one goes with which order on that screen. At least for me, that's how it's been, in my experience. But I appreciate your all's comments. I've noticed that some of you all, there's more Roehlmen reaching out to me. I'm going to keep using that term. I like it, the Roehlmen. I think that sounds neat. But I see them a lot. One waved at me today, and I'm getting more comments from some in the comment section on the videos, and saying they're with Roehl as well. And one had a YouTube channel. I checked some of his videos out, and it's just neat to see how they do things and everything. He seemed to be pretty experienced too, from just watching him, his backing and everything. So it's very neat to see. But anyways, I guess I'm gonna check on off here. I'll probably eat and then call my wife and kids back. I'll probably try to work out a little bit. I need to read the Bible some, really. That's why I need to make a point to do more. I brought it with me. I need to pick it up a lot more than I do. Make time for the Lord. He's sure been good to me. I said in my videos, I'm gonna try to be thankful. I'm thankful for my wife and children, thankful for our home and for one another, for our health. I'm thankful for the Lord's mercy and his grace, because I've failed so many times. I failed him so many times, but I'm thankful for his mercy and his grace. Thankful for this job. I am thankful for this job. I'm thankful that I haven't got myself fired from it yet. Things are going great here at Roehl, and honestly, for you, at least so far from what I can say, I think Roehl is a great place to start out, at least. And maybe in the long run, it may be a great place as well. I can't speak to that right now. But as so far, Roehl has been good to me. I can say that much. And do I recommend them to start out with? Yes. I can't speak past that really yet, because I'm not there. Lord willing, I'll be there, and I will be there later, Lord willing. I hope to be. And as long as I get there, I will give you my honest opinion on it. But I appreciate your all's kind comments and everything. I appreciate it a whole lot. I guess I'm going to get off here and eat. I'm pretty hungry, and this stuff smells really good. I had never had Panda Express before until I stopped at this Oasis the last time, and man, that chicken. Oh, that's some good stuff. But anyways, you all be safe, whatever you're doing. I appreciate your kind comments and everything, and God bless.